The gentleman from Florida is recognized.
First, I want to thank my colleague from North Carolina for his comments with regard to Canada, Greenland, Mexico, and the Panama Canal. We have to support the president. He's acted in the best interest of the American public. On November 5th, the American public overwhelmingly elected President Donald Trump with a very clear mandate. Democrats here in Washington don't have to like it, but it's not up to them. That's what the American people decided. Let's remember, we work for the American people. We don't work for Democrats' special interest or radical ideologies. Democrats need to get over the fact that Donald Trump won to make government work for the American people. President Trump has put together a great team with the needed qualifications to deliver on that clear mandate. His nominees are fully qualified and have the votes to get them confirmed. Think about this. When Barack Obama got elected in 2009, he had 7 nominees confirmed on the first day. 7. How many do we have? 1. By day 3, President Obama had 12. Today is the 4th day of President Trump's team, and because of the Democrats' obstruction, we have only 2 of President Trump's cabinet nominees confirmed. That's wrong. In 2021, Joe Biden's defense nominee, Lloyd Austin, was confirmed 2 days after Biden took office. But here we are on January 23, 2025. It's been 4 days, and President Trump's nominee to lead the Department of Defense has been reported out of committee, but still has not gotten a vote. Now that President Trump has been sworn in, it's time for Democrats to put country before politics, quit their obstructionist and stall tactics, and allow votes to confirm every single Donald Trump nominee. It's time to get to work for the American people. This starts with voting to confirm Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense today. Not tomorrow, not the next day, today. The Senate should not go home for the weekend until we vote on his confirmation. As a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee and a Navy veteran, I've seen clearly that we need a leader in the Pentagon who puts America's national interest above all else. I've seen how the Biden-Harris administration pushed the Department of Defense to prioritize wokeness over being the most lethal military force in the world. They prioritized diversity quotas and bureaucracy over recruiting strong individuals ready to serve and protect our nation. The Biden administration put our national security and the safety of our troops at risk. And we need someone who understands the mission and is ready to deliver. The status quo in Washington, D.C. has gone unchallenged for too long. The Pentagon, which failed 7 consecutive annual financial audits, is the best example of a government that is completely unaccountable to the American taxpayer. Pete Hegseth is a decorated combat veteran who understands the mission and what is needed to advance President Trump's agenda and reform the Department of Defense to make America's military the world's most lethal fighting force. That's what every American expects. He understands the sacrifice our military and their families make because he's been to war, led his fellow servicemen and women in combat, and knows individuals who have lost their lives or have been gravely injured during defending our nation. Pete knows how to hold people accountable, make sure we promote based on meritocracy, and get rid of the broken woke policies implemented by the Biden administration. After his active duty service, Pete continues to stand by his fellow service members here at home by leading Concerned Veterans of America, demonstrating a commitment to our nation's fighters rather than to the status quo. While the left-wing media has fixated on an anonymous whisper campaign, attempting to discredit and dismiss his achievements during his time at CVA, those who work closely with him tell a different story, a positive story. The policy priorities he championed were ultimately adopted by both Congress and the Trump administration and will benefit veterans for generations to come. The Department of Defense is one of the federal government's largest bureaucracies. That requires a leader who understands how to rely on a team, push for accountability, and bring needed reform. Under President Trump and Pete's strong leadership, the U.S. military will once again become the world's most lethal fighting force that our enemies fear and our allies respect. And I'll do everything I can to support their mission. Americans elected Trump as a mandate for change, and he's building a team to deliver. Pete is the fighter we need and the right person to get the Department of Defense back on track. We live in a very dangerous world, and cannot risk the safety of this nation any further by not having President Trump's national security nominees in office today. I'd like to encourage my Democrat colleagues to get over their loss. I'm sure it's hard. And let these nominees come to the floor for a vote. They can vote however they want, but allow us to vote on these nominees. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.